questions like this
What do you guys need from us?
go directly against city law.
She said, that's the guy you guys are looking for.
America, we've got a story that exposes the rot at the highest levels in our local government. Providence, Rhode Island City Council president is now calling for an investigation into their own police department. Not because the officers committed any crime, but because they had the audacity to ask ICE agents, how can we help, while arresting a self-identified MS-13 gang member. But you know what's gonna make you mad? While they were investigating police for helping arrest violent gang members, Rhode Island Representative Enrique Sanchez is calling ICE Nazi Gestapo thugs for removing MS-13 criminals from American streets. This is the level of insanity that we're dealing with in sanctuary cities.
Providence Police Colonel Oscar Perez says Providence police are not immigration officers, and officers responded to a home on Alverson Street over the weekend in response to a car crash.
On arrival, our officers noted that the vehicles involved were operated by agents of U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement, ICE.
What is up, guys? Tyson De La Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This story illustrates how backwards priorities have gotten when asking federal agents how to help arrest a machete-wielding gang member is now considered a policy violation in America. Let me break down exactly what happened here because the details matter. ICE agents were pursuing a suspect who crashed his vehicle on Alverson Street. Providence police responded to the crash scene, standard procedure when there's an accident involving federal agents.
Our officers remain at the scene to ensure the safety of residents and to maintain order.
Perez says the person ICE was seeking on Sunday voluntarily surrendered and was taken into custody.
Oscar Perez explained that Providence officers remained at the scene to ensure the safety of the residents and to maintain order. The suspect voluntarily surrendered and was taken into custody. This sounds like professional law enforcement cooperation, right? Here's where it gets crazy. Body camera footage shows Providence police officers asking ICE agents, how can we help? And apparently now that's considered a violation of city policies in Providence.
I'm interested in making sure that our community knows that Providence police are there to protect them, that they will not cooperate or serve as immigration agents, and preliminarily we believe that policy was followed in that instance.
The mayor said that the video was jarring and the Providence police will not cooperate or serve as immigration agents. So asking how to help arrest a violent gang member is now considered serving as an immigration agent. Now let's talk about who they were actually arresting. This wasn't some innocent immigrant looking for work. This was a self-identified MS-13 gang member, the same organization that's known for its extreme violence. MS-13 isn't just a regular criminal organization. These are people who torture and murder for fun. They're known for machete attacks, human trafficking, drug dealing, the worst of the worst. And when federal agents are trying to get one of these animals off the streets, Providence officers are worried about policy violations. We're talking about gang members who served 20 years in prison for murder, who have been deported multiple times, and who keep coming back to terrorize American communities. But Providence is more concerned about their sanctuary policies than public safety. Thankfully, there was at least one person with some common sense in this story, Democrat State Representative Charlene Lima. And notice, I did say Democrat. So this isn't just a partisan issue. She had the courage to speak truth to power.
You know, what we should be doing is commending Mr. Holman and ICE for protecting our streets from these vile criminals, these child predators, fentanyl traffickers. These are bad people. And we have Mr. Holman and ICE coming in to protect our streets from these type of people to keep our communities safer.
Representative Lima said exactly what's needed to be said. We should be commending ICE for protecting our streets from these vile criminals, these child predators, fentanyl traffickers. Finally, a Democrat with some backbone.
I'm a common sense, outspoken Democrat, and I have been all 32 years of my life as I've been elected official. And I guess the people like it because they keep electing me. When they don't like it, they won't elect me anymore.
She calls herself a common sense, outspoken Democrat and says if people don't like her speaking the truth, they won't elect her anymore. That's refreshing and honest from a politician who actually cares more about public safety than political correctness.
He should be having, if I was mayor or governor, I would be mandating law enforcement must help ICE to keep our communities safer. In fact, there'd be penalties if they didn't help them.
She went even further and said if I was mayor or governor, governor, I would be mandating law enforcement must help ICE to keep our communities safer. In fact, they'd be penalized if they don't help them. That's exactly the kind of leadership we need. But not everybody in Rhode Island has Representative Lima's common sense. Rhode Island State Representative Enrique Sanchez had a completely unhinged response to ICE agents arresting a MS-13 gang member.
The Nazi Gestapo ICE thugs kidnapped another of our neighbor in Providence this morning. This time on Alverson Street, the ICE thugs demanded a couple of cars that belonged to residents as well. They think they are above the law. I strongly condemn this act of terror, and I will be demanding answers and seeking action tomorrow. I'm tired of this bleep. Providence doesn't want ICE thugs in our city.
Did you hear that? He called ICE agents Nazi Gestapo thugs for arresting an MS-13 gang member. He called it kidnapping and an act of terror. This is the level of insanity we're dealing with in some of these sanctuary cities. You know what's thicker than New England clam chowder? The irony of calling ICE terrorists while defending actual terrorism from MS-13. At least clam chowder serves a purpose, unlike these sanctuary policies that protect violent criminals.
Representative Sanchez is very genuine in his feelings, but he's very misguided in thinking that he's protecting his community by protecting the criminals. He's protecting the wrong people.
Representative Lima perfectly summed up the problem. Representative Sanchez is very genuine in his feelings, but he's very misguided in thinking that he's protecting his community by protecting criminals. He's protecting the wrong people. So what's the Providence City Council's response to police officers professionally cooperating with federal agents to arrest violent gang members? They're launching an investigation into their own police department.
Incidents involving federal immigration authorities can create anxiety and fear, particularly within our immigrant communities. I want to assure you that the Providence Police Department remains committed to fostering trust and safety for all residents of all immigration status.
Perez is trying to reassure immigrant communities that Providence police won't help federal agents arrest violent criminals. Think about how backwards that is. They're more concerned about protecting criminals than protecting law-abiding residents. Instead of investigating the MS-13 gang member who was terrorizing their community, they're investigating police officers who help arrest them. Instead of thanking ICE for removing the dangerous criminals, they're treating federal agents like the enemy. America, this Providence story perfectly illustrates everything wrong with sanctuary policies. When asking how can we help becomes a policy violation, when arresting MS-13 gang members is called terrorism, when police officers get investigated for cooperating with federal agents, the system is completely upside down. Representative Charlene Lima is a profile in courage, a Democrat who's willing to speak truth about the insanity of protecting violent criminals over law-abiding citizens. Meanwhile, officials like Sanchez are calling ICE agents Nazi Gestapo thugs for arresting gang members who torture and murder innocent people. This is exactly why Trump's immigration enforcement is so important. When local officials refuse to cooperate with federal law enforcement, when they investigate their own police for helping arrest violent criminals, when they prioritize sanctuary policies over public safety, federal intervention becomes absolutely necessary. The people of Providence deserve better than leaders who protect MS-13 gang members while attacking police officers and federal agents trying to keep them safe. They deserve leaders like Representative Lima who have the courage to put public safety first. This is what happens when radical ideology takes priority over common sense and public safety. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.